explain his amendment.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So Fox News asked the White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, the other day, would the president ever arrest a Supreme Court justice? Seems a pretty straightforward answer. She could have just said no, but she didn't answer the question. She left the door open. So I thought that this would be an opportunity for some bipartisanship to close the door on that possible question. And so I wrote a very simple amendment, Mr. Chairman. It reads, no funds made available in this title may be used for the arrest, detention, or criminal prosecution of any Supreme Court justice on the basis that that justice has ruled against the executive branch in any case or controversy before the justice. So it doesn't say if they committed a crime, because no one's above the law, of course. It just says they won't be arrested if they rule against the administration. This should seem to be very simple. It seemed to be you should want to take it, be clear. Karoline Leavitt couldn't be. This is your opportunity to clear that up, that we're not going to arrest, Justice Thomas, even though he goes on planes and does stuff with Ginny, right? But we're not going to arrest him, right? We're not going to go arrest him. You should want to vote for that, right? He goes on yachts and, does all, we're not going to arrest him, right? Because we want to make sure that it's clear. So I just figured I'd give you the opportunity, Mr. Chairman. That's the amendment. I wave back. I yield back. I mean, unless you want to talk about it.
Gentleman yields back. Question occurs on the amendment. Gentleman from Georgia.
Yeah, even though it seems to be nonsensical, it's actually a very sensible amendment, which I support. Just last week, we had the Attorney General and the FBI to go out and arrest a sitting judge, a state court judge out of Milwaukee. Perp walked her to jail. They could have asked her to turn herself in. But the charges are dubious. She was just simply administering the affairs of her court, and they have charged her with preventing the apprehension of a alien that ICE wanted to deport out of her courtroom and courthouse. And because she took action to continue the operations of her courtroom and the rendition of justice in a manner that was suitable for the state courts, she has been charged with crime, and that was meant to send a message, not just to state court judges, but to federal court judges, and indeed to Supreme Court justices. And so it's not outlandish to think that a president who is violating all of the norms would go so far as to arrest a justice who spoke out against him and who ruled against him. And so I think this is a very common sense amendment, and it is a no-brainer. It's not going to cost anybody anything to support this, to go on record and say that we do not support the arrest of a sitting Supreme Court justice. There's nothing wrong with this amendment. I would urge my colleagues to support it. I do, and vote yes, and I yield back.